here. I risk everything. I leave everything behind.
Или потому что
صبح بخیر پسرم. خوب خوابیدی؟
بله.
رامین امروز داره میره راهنمایی.
چه زود گذشت. چشم به هم بزنه بعد عروس بیه.
We've been granted asylum.
Great! Congratulations, man! وارادونی این میخوای بری آفتنی یا نه؟
چی شد؟
قبولمون نکردم. نوشته اگه اعتراض داریم میتونیم بریم دادگاه درخواست تجدید نظر بدیم.
خب پس یعنی این فرصت دیگه داریم دیگه درسته؟
آره.
جونم بابا چی شد؟
صحبت کردن با یه دختر چطور باید شروع کنم؟
لازم نیست چیزی بگی. فقط تو چشماش نگاه میکنی بهش لبخند میزنی.
ماما میتونی برای منم دعا بکنی؟
راست میگه منم میخوام.
تو دیگه داری مرد میشی.
من نگاه کنم. حاله.
The only battlefield in my world is the dance floor.
Prepare for madness.
When I stay here, I risk everything. I leave everything behind.
Или потому что
صبح بخیر پسرم. خوب خوابیدی؟
بله.
رامین امروز داره میره راهنمایی.
چه زود گذشت. چشم به هم بزنه بعد عروس بیه.
We've been granted asylum.
Great! Congratulations, man! وارادونی این میخوای بری آفتنی یا نه؟
قبولمون نکردن. نوشته اگه اعتراض داریم میتونیم بریم دادگاه درخواست تجدید نظر بدیم.
خب پس یعنی یه فرصت دیگه داریم دیگه، درسته؟
آره.
جونم بابا چی شد؟
صحبت کردن با یه دختر چطور باید شروع کنم؟
لازم نیست چیزی بگی، فقط تو چشماش نگاه میکنی بهش لبخند میزنی.
ماما میتونی برای منم دعا بکنی؟
راست میگه منم میخوام.
تو دیگه داری مرد میشی.
من نکنم حله.
The only battlefield in my world is the dance floor.
Prepare for madness.
When I stay here, I risk everything. I leave everything behind.
Ili podamos
صبح بخیر پسرم. خوب خوابیدی؟
بله.
رامین امروز داره میره راهنمایی.
چه زود گذشت. چشم به هم بزنیم بعد عروس بیه.
We've been granted asylum.
Great. Congratulations man. وارادونی. تو میخوای بری آبتنی یا نه؟
چی شد؟
قبولمون نکردن. نوشته اگه اعتراض داریم میتونیم بریم دادگاه درخواست تجدید نظر بدیم.
خب پس یعنی یه فرصت دیگه داریم دیگه، درسته؟
آره.
جونم بابا چی شد؟
صحبت کردن با یه دختر چطور باید شروع کنم؟
لازم نیست چیزی بگی، فقط تو چشماش نگاه میکنی بهش لبخند میزنی.
ماما میتونی برای منم دعا بکنی؟
راست میگه منم میخوام.
تو دیگه داری مرد میشی.
من نکنم حله.
Film Talk with Hamy Ramezan. Nama saya Noval Yazid, saya Festival Co-Director Europe On Screen 2021. Kami sebenarnya masih menunggu Hamy Ramezan. Sampai saat ini ternyata dia belum hadir juga. So just bear with us for a few minutes. Jadi mohon tunggu beberapa menit. Sambil menunggu beliau, kalau misalnya teman-teman ada pertanyaan soal film Any Day Now, silahkan tulis pertanyaannya di kolom chat yang sudah ada di layar Zoom teman-teman semua. Feel free to ask any questions, boleh dalam bahasa Indonesia, nanti kami terjemahkan ke bahasa Inggris, atau if you feel like typing the questions in English directly, that is also great. Dan saya ingin menerangkan beberapa rules of the film talk di Europe On Screen. Jadi webinar session di Europe On Screen ini juga sedang direkam dan di broadcast live di YouTube sekarang. Jadi kalau teman-teman ini mengajak teman-teman yang lain untuk join atau untuk berpartisipasi di webinar ini lewat YouTube bisa juga. Kemudian semua partisipan kecuali pembicara sekarang dalam mode mute supaya para pembicara bisa berbicara tanpa interupsi. Dan semua sesi ini nanti kalau Hamy sudah datang akan dilaksanakan dalam bahasa Inggris. So we will conduct the entire session is in English. Saya curiga jangan-jangan Hamy Ramezan masih belum bangun karena sekarang jam 11 siang di Helsinki, Finlandia, dan semalam dia menghadiri semacam penghargaan film tertinggi, semacam Academy Awards, atau kalau di kita Piala Citra atau VV-nya Finlandia namanya Juicy Awards. Jadi sebenarnya Q&A ini rencananya kami adakan kemarin tanggal 15 September. Lalu Hamy bilang tanggal 15 September itu dia tidak bisa karena dia harus menghadiri acara Juicy Awards di Finland, di mana film Any Day Now ini dinominasikan kalau nggak salah untuk 6 atau 8 penghargaan, termasuk film terbaik dan sutradara terbaik buat Hamy Ramezan sendiri. Jadi mungkin dia masih belum bangun dari party semalam, saya nggak tahu, tapi kita akan tahu kalau dia sudah bergabung. In the meantime, feel free to ask any questions. Silakan menulis pertanyaan di kolom chat. Dan nanti akan kami jawab kalau Hamy sudah datang. Sambil menunggu Hamy, saya ingin menginformasikan beberapa hal seputar Europe On Screen. Jadi Europe On Screen sudah mulai dilaksanakan kemarin dan teman-teman juga sudah bisa book beberapa tiketnya langsung di festivalscope.com. Semua tiket untuk semua film, jadi dari hari pertama kemarin sampai hari terakhir tanggal 27 September 2021 ada 54 film yang kami seleksi dan kami tayangkan di Europe On Screen tahun ini. Silahkan kalau bisa nonton 54 film semuanya, that will be great and we're also grateful. Tapi kalau tidak juga tidak apa-apa, it's okay. Watch the films at your own pace, at your own leisure time. Dan setiap hari itu ada sekitar 4-5 film. Jadi benar-benar dipilih juga waktunya. Dan semua film itu ada keterbatasan jumlah tiket, seperti layaknya kita menonton di bioskop, ada keterbatasan jumlah kursi. Jadi sudah bisa dikira-kira lah ya jumlahnya berapa. Kalau misalnya teman-teman memang benar-benar ingin menonton film tersebut, silakan book tiketnya, dan saya sarankan untuk book dari awal karena beberapa film sudah sold out. Seperti hari ini, per sore ini, tanggal 16 September, sudah ada sekitar 4 film yang sold out, yaitu Dear Future Children, Fox in a Hole yang sudah mulai diputar hari ini, kemudian ada Shoot the Wind Drop, dan juga Perfumes. Jadi sudah ada 4 film yang sold out. Oh, dan Any Day Now juga sudah sold out. Jadi ada 5 film. Nah, memang biasanya beberapa film yang sold out itu akan kami berikan ekstra tiket tambahan di akhir festival, tapi tidak semuanya, karena ini tergantung dengan negosiasi kami dengan distributor atau pemilik hak cipta film tersebut. Jadi ada beberapa film yang memang akan kami tambah, tapi ada beberapa film yang memang tidak bisa kami tambah karena kuota tiketnya terbatas dan sudah kami sediakan semuanya di awal. karena kami ingin penonton juga bisa menonton dari awal juga semua film yang kami tayangkan. Oke, itu tentang film-film di Europe on Screen, dan lebih dari separuh film, ada sekitar 30 atau 31 film yang ada sesi tanya jawab seperti ini. Jadi pastikan teman-teman untuk mengetahui jadwal film talk atau Q&A ini setiap hari pasti ada Q&A atau film talk. Pasti ada sekitar 1, 2, ada beberapa hari yang akan ada 3 atau 4 sesi. Jadi pastikan teman-teman untuk cek jadwalnya di media sosial kami, baik di Instagram atau di Facebook, atau bisa juga di website di europeonscreen.org. Di bagian schedule itu sudah ada setiap hari sudah ada tampilan film apa yang akan film apa yang mulai diputar hari itu, dan juga jadwal film talk-nya. Atau kalau teman-teman ke website atau situs festivalscope.com tempat film-filmnya diputar, di situ juga ada join the Q&A. Di bagian atas beberapa halaman film yang memang ada sesi Q&A. Jadi bisa diklik di situ untuk bergabung dan daftar di Zoom webinar seperti ini. Nanti teman-teman bisa langsung bertanya. Semua sutradara atau semua filmmaker sudah dihubungi sebenarnya jauh-jauh hari, cuman mungkin ya beberapa lupa atau beberapa karena sibuk sedang mengerjakan proyek lainnya. So, untuk hari ini, misalnya hari Kamis 16 September ini ada 2 sesi, yaitu sesi pertama ini, menunggu keajaiban, semoga Hamy Ramezan datang. Kemudian jam 7 nanti ada sesi bersama Robert Soko atau yang lebih dikenal sebagai DJ Roko. Dia ini adalah DJ terkenal yang sudah menjalani profesi sebagai DJ dari tahun 90-an. Dan cerita atau kisah hidupnya diangkat melalui film dokumenter berjudul Here We Move, Here We Groove yang sudah bisa ditonton dari jam 2 siang tadi. Kita akan ngobrol bersama beliau, DJ Roko, nanti jam 7 malam waktu Indonesia Barat. Yang akan memandu sesi tersebut adalah rekan saya, Putri. Silakan bertanya-tanya seputar musik, seputar DJ, karena jarang-jarang juga ada DJ yang datang ke festival film, terutama seperti Europe on Screen kali ini. So we're very lucky to have him. Dan kalau besok terus terang saya nggak hafal jadwalnya, tapi yang pasti ada sesi Q&A. Kalau nggak salah besok itu bersama sutradaranya Fox in a Hole, Aras Riyahi dari Austria. Nah, jadi buat teman-teman yang memang sudah punya tiket untuk menonton film Fox in a Hole, silakan ditonton filmnya. Filmnya sudah ada mulai hari ini. Mulai jam 2 siang tadi sudah bisa ditonton. Kemudian gabung bersama kami besok di sesi Q&A. Sebenarnya sudah ada beberapa pertanyaan sih dari audience. Cuman kalau saya lihat pertanyaannya yang 2 kayaknya harus dijawab sama Hamy. Oke, sementara yang 1, ada juga pertanyaan dari YouTube yang sudah masuk, itu juga bisa dijawab sama Hamy, sama sutradaranya. Tapi ada satu yang yang bertanya, why EoS choose this film as its opening film? Thank you. Kenapa film Any Day Now ini dipilih sebagai film pembuka Europe on Screen tahun ini? Pertama, kami jatuh cinta terhadap filmnya, as simple as that. Pertama kali kami menonton di Berlin International Film Festival yang kami datangi bulan Maret lalu secara virtual. Kami suka sekali dengan film ini karena menceritakan sesuatu hal yang sebenarnya sering diangkat di banyak film belakangan ini, terutama film-film dari Eropa. Namun biasanya cara penggambarannya, cara penceritaannya itu ya seperti itu yang sering kita lihat. Sementara film ini mengambil pendekatan lain yang sangat humanis, sangat hangat, cara berceritanya, sehingga kami berpikir ini film yang tidak biasa, dan juga kami juga belum pernah menempatkan atau belum pernah mendapat film Finlandia sebagai film pembuka Jadi one factor with another yang membuat kami memilih Any Day Now ini sebagai film opening. Dan kami juga belum pernah punya film opening yang jenis film coming of age atau film tentang masa akil balik, itu belum pernah jadi film pembuka Europe on Screen. Sementara kami sering memutar cukup banyak film coming of age ini setiap tahunnya, cuman memang belum pernah jadi film pembuka. Jadi itu alasannya. Oke. Jadi kita masih menunggu Hamy. Semoga beliau tidak lupa. Oke, dia sudah membalas. Sebentar ya. Oke. Sebentar, saya harus sambil membalas email Hamy yang ternyata emailnya cuma ditujukan ke saya, nggak ke tim. Oke. Ini pertama kalinya nih saya nge-host Zoom sambil ngetik email. Cukup multitasking bukan? Semoga bisa ya. Oh, oke. Oke, nah ngomong-ngomong tentang film coming of age, ya sebenarnya di setiap penyelenggaraan Europe on Screen itu selalu banyak film-film coming of age yang kami putar. Kenapa? Karena kalau ngelihat dari data penonton itu selalu selalu menjadi film-film yang cukup banyak ditonton setiap tahunnya. Jadi kenapa enggak? Setiap tahun kami memilih cukup banyak film coming of age. Tahun ini film coming of age selain Any Day Now ada juga Stop Zemlya dari Ukraine atau Ukraina. Stop Zemlya ini sebenarnya ada di satu kompetisi yang sama dengan Any Day Now di Berlin International Film Festival. Cuman Stop Zemlya yang jadi film terbaik di kategori itu di Berlinale, dan kami juga sudah sudah menyiapkan film tersebut untuk diputar di Europe on Screen tahun ini. Oke, Hamy sebenarnya sudah online. There you go. Hi, Hamy. Yeah, can you unmute the button?
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
It's good to see you at last.
Thank you. I'm so sorry I'm late. I got confused with 3 and 1, and when you sent me the email, I was like, oh no, it wasn't at 1 o'clock.
All right. So how's last night? I understand that your film was nominated.
That's part of it. Shahab Hosseini won the lead actor.
And, right.
Yeah, and I won this Nordisk prize for a Finnish filmmaker who has developed Finnish cinema. So there was a big party, and We had a great time.
I mean, I
Are we-
understand, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm truly sorry I'm late. Are we online already? The people are
Yes, we
listening?
are.
All right.
Yes, we are. And I understand that the Best Actor award goes to the father or the son.
It went for some reason he was because I always said in my interviews the whole family is the main character.
Yeah.
You know, and the anchor is Ramin. So I think because of that he was presented as lead actor and he won that section.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. And I just wanted to let you know that we started screening your film yesterday because it is our opening film this year.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
and let me share with you some of the reactions that we have. This is from our Twitter account. A lot of people commented. Basically, they love the vibe of the film that
That's
is warm,
amazing.
and it is like they love the positivity and the coming of age story, and they really appreciate the strong attitude of the family of the Medipur's character. These are just some of the reviews that we have gotten since yesterday, and there will be more coming. So I would like to start with you on the origin, because this is part of your real life story. What made you decide that, okay, it's time for me to share my story to the world?
You know, during the university, not that I was interested in feature films. I was really into video art and just short films, but I always knew that it's a film I want to make. But I never knew that how it's gonna happen and how am I gonna do it. And when the debut feature film came along into my life, I was this is a subject matter I should deal with straight on, you know, and move on in a way.
Yeah, and because this is like part of a real life story, and I'm always curious when a filmmaker decides to adapt or make a story based out of his life, how much of it is true and how much of it is fictionalized, and how do you decide?
A lot of people ask the same question as like how many percentage, but it's much deeper than that, because it was I kind of grew up as a filmmaker in the process. The process took quite a long time, and I had versions where I had put, you know, exactly what happened. But what I realized was that it wasn't true. It wasn't truth, even it was true in real life.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to realize that, you know, cinematic truth is something very different than what really happened. So I always use the word emotional truth. There is not much, you know, of what happened, because, you know, we were in Yugoslavian refugee camp, we escaped, you know, but the emotional truth is 100% true. And of course there are fazels and, you know, stealing father's bag and, you know, some little details are true.
And speaking of details, let me just go straight to the audience questions, because they're asking a lot of detailed scenes. Like the first one is, what is the significance of the way of peeling banana with the main character? Why was he told that he was going against the flow?
Why that scene seemed that it's going against the flow? I think, you know, for me, the absurdity of the whole film, because, you know, I have pushed the audience to first really try to find the main character and then try to make them in love with human beings, so they forget about the whole political or asylum seeking section of the film. And I think the banana scene came in when the absurdity was at its highest. You know, I was trying to tell people that, look, there is no beginning and end to this film, and the life absurdity is like that banana scene. And it was a very important scene because kind of absurdity is that in a second you can get a letter, your children can go to school, and you can start a good life and start from beginning, or you can be deported. And you know, and that same, you know, I kind of wanted for people to go like, okay, there is no bombs, everything is okay. And you know, it's absurd that, you know, his father is very hangover and he gives him a good advice, and finally when he gets to dance, he is taken away. You know, I just wanted to bring that absurdity of life through that banana scene.
And yet when you describe
in a way I wanted to, like, well, why shouldn't they? Because you have so much that they should be sad, and just, you know, I just wanted to bring the absurdity of the situation through that scene.
And yet when you describe the film is filled with absurdity, absurd scenes. Somehow you managed to create a warm atmosphere, a warm vibe throughout the film. Is this something that you really want to achieve when you
how did you describe it?
Like the warm
warmth.
The warm vibe of the film. Is this something that you want to go?
It wasn't about like how it's gonna cross itself as, but how we approach the family and the script as well was that let's just let go. When we knew who Mehripurs are, we just let them do the work, and we followed wherever they went and forgot about the, you know, the formality of the script. And one of the biggest directions to head of department was like, this is not our film, this is Mehripur's film, and it is their self-portrait, and we are just pushing the rec button. And we want to bring the audience not too close, not too far, but in a safe distance, which is intimate enough so that you can relax and have that journey with them. So I believe that is a reason that it causes the feeling of warmth.
And let's go to the other questions from the audience. Well, there are quite a few here. Okay, so I'm going to pick this one. The question is, I was curious about how common of a scene it is to have something like what happened to Ramin, where he is being picked up in school after the family lost their immigration court appeal. Does the government ever just give asylum seekers a chance to live on their own?
Yes, of course. There is, you know, a lot of letters and saying that you can go now, or basically if they find you as a risk that you may escape, the first thing they do, they take kids, because when they take kids first, they they cannot escape anymore because they have their children.
Okay.
Yes. So, and that was something that I had done research, and I wanted to be part of the film, even though, as you saw, we tried to put it as little as possible, because I didn't want to give the screen time to that political bureaucracy, because I believe that they have had enough screen time already.
And another part of the film that has been talked about the most is the dancing scenes. We have a lot of questions about this. So let me pick few. The first is about particular music that you choose, the Jesuit Waltz, number 2 from Dmitri Shostakovich. The first is there any particular reason why you choose that music?
Yeah, I chose it, that was one of the, dances that I remember dancing, at the school. And for a dramaturgic reasons as well. During the dance, it was one of the hardest scenes to film because there were so many, and we did it in one shot every time.
Oh, for most of the scenes or for this dancing scene?
We have cut it, but we have always done from beginning to the end. So the actors had to, do everything all the time. And, the music has this build up and build up and build up. So we get this, and then we get the smile, then we get the hands, and, then the police officers come. So it had that dramaturgic energy to it.
Right. And I was wonder for that boy, is this his first film or is he a professional actor?
This is his first film, but he's one of the most professional actors I have worked with. He's not an actor, he's just really, really bright young boy.
And he is very natural.
It's because, I cannot emphasize this, I didn't cut anything because of him, he was just offering me things just like professionals does. And, it was very hard to choose him because he had his personality was quite hard, it needed work. But I'm so happy, basically I did so many tests, like I asked him 7 times to come and I was like looking at him and like, why is he here? And then I invited 4 more guys that I was interested in and I gave them very simple thing. They had to wake up, put a shirt on, put a jacket and leave. And no one could do it.
I see.
It's very simple, but they couldn't do it. But he did it. And I saw that, you ask him to put on his shirt, he puts on his shirt, and that's it. When the rest are trying, fake something. And I was, what he does looks easy, but it's actually very complicated. And he knows, and he has the potential to carry the whole film.
And is he going on to star in any more films that you know of, or is he involved in your future projects?
He's been, called to, and he said that there have been some offers, but he didn't say more than that.
Okay. Another questions that we have about the dancing scene, because it seems that a lot of our audiences cannot get enough of it. This is another question about the last dance scene is so deep and sharp for me and so sad because also because it is implied the farewell. Based on your personal experience, is there any more sad experience beside this last dance and why you choose the dancing class as the farewell?
For the dancing, it was quite important. The audience doesn't need to understand the alchemy of it, but we had a lot of dances. We had young girl just doing this, we had silent dance, and then we had a dance that is measured, it's mathematical. You have to count, and it takes a long time for all this formality to build that it actually looks like a dance. and it differed to how Mehripur danced.
Yeah.
And you know, I never got to say goodbye to my friends. You know, I didn't want to do that to them.
Yeah.
But you know, but that was the truth, that you didn't even had a chance to say goodbye, and maybe sometimes that was the hardest, you know, part. And yeah, the dance I chose because I was very, I liked the girl who always danced like with her, and she was like too much for me, and I got the dance, but it never went as well as Rami. So I just wanted to have a good dance.
But did you have a good time at last?
Yeah. We had a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Another question is about the topic of immigration. This one is from Farina. She asked, I found that this film was different from most other immigrant-themed films in that there are no depiction of racist, xenophobic attack against the family. Does this accurately reflect the situation or climate in Finland in regards to immigration?
Look, when an artist starts to make a film, we have to realize that we had artistic freedom to show what we want. And if you think about the subject matter, I say refugees. You have already so many refugee images in your head. Asylum seeker, racist. They are all over the place, all in TV, all what you can see. But there is so much more. Mm-hmm. So why always show that? You know, I needed a different point of view, a family that is, you know, living a kind of a normal life. Because if I bring the card of being a refugee on the screen, you can never go through to the human. So it becomes that them. Mm-hmm. But when you have washing tooth and washing your face, then it becomes us. This can happen to us. And I just wanted to bring those human in front and put the, you know, the asylum seeker problem, you know, as a ticking bomb. But so it was just different way around. Usually they put the refugee, and maybe you get to know who the person is, but it's always I think it's done already, and I just needed to show good people and bring faith to humanity, because there are so many good people in this world, and it seems that always this like very minor group who are doing shitty stuff are just ruining, you know, everything. And we are not what news tell us. You know, news tells so little, and they have to be all negative, you know, that wouldn't be a news. But so I didn't want to do that, you know. I'm a filmmaker, I do films for cinemas. People, I don't want them to come and watch another TV show.
And by bringing humanity, you make the film human. You make the film
that was relatable. You know, that was the purpose, just Mehripurs to breathe, you know, become real, that you actually think of them, you know, as a real family. And hopefully they would remember Mehripur for a longer time. Sorry, I just I'm watching outside of the window, so Lumi just walked. Lumi walked, you know, the girl who danced with Ara just walked.
All right. No problem. It happens in Zoom like this. But speaking of that, I want to know, you made a film, of course, before pandemic, and then you had to release it during the pandemic. So how was it? How did you experience?
Man. It was terrible. It was terrible. You know, I would love to be there. You know, You know, the only connection I have with humans is with films. You know, I want to see those reactions. You know, I wanted to know how many people would go and watch to see, like, I didn't get all the infos I needed. You know, I just wanted to know if this would be normal time, would there be people, how many people, just to know, like, was it too hard for the audience or too boring? And just cinema as a medium, you know, it gets, I get very worried because for myself as well, you know, I have such an amazing sound system and TV that, and just at least in Finland, they kept like bars open, but they closed the cinemas where you don't talk. You have all this. You have 2 meter, and still, you know, they keep the bars open, and that shows like what is appreciated. And when you realize that cinema is, you know, art is in the lowest section, you're like, okay, I could lose this. The people don't care.
So has the film been released for public in Finland?
Yeah, we had, I think, we did very well. I think we were like in cinemas, like with low capacity. Excuse me, somebody's ringing the.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Well, things happen when you do webinar in Zoom. Oke, sepertinya oke, kami sudah kembali.
Mute myself. Here we are.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Just
No
my
problem.
friend let me inside last night because I didn't have a key. So you found it. All right, great. Bye bye.
Bye.
He's a great musician.
Right.
So where are we?
About the film release in Finland.
Oh yeah, so I believe it was less than a month and we got break even in that time, and now it's gonna be released in France.
Okay,
It's gonna
that's
be
great.
released in Poland, so I'm kind of like, is it gonna have a new life? So it's kind of exciting.
And this time around, you get to see the audience in person. I mean,
it would be
to get
great.
the reaction. Yeah.
Exactly, and but it is already on, you know, this online, like iTunes and Amazon, and so people can rent and watch it.
Okay. All right. Well, we only have like 1 hour maximum to this session, Hamy.
And I was late only 20 minutes.
But anyway, thank you so much for your time here.
Thank you.
If it was not for pandemic, we would have loved to invite you here to be in
I've
person.
heard so many beautiful stories from your country, so maybe we will meet someday with another
And
film.
are you sure? Are you working on anything right now for your next film?
Am I what?
Are you working on the new project?
Yes,
for your next
yes,
film?
I have 3-4 projects, but I know it's gonna take a long time. I just want to choose the right one. So, you know, I know it's gonna, you know, I'm gonna be much older. You know, I have this, I know when it's done, it's totally white. So I'm just trying to make the good decision on which one to, like, you know, develop.
Well, looking forward to it. I mean,
Thank you so much.
your film is different from any other Finnish films that we usually encounter. So
Thank you.
looking forward to the
And
next.
I didn't know it's opening film, so I always kind of wished that it would be opening film. So thank you so much for that. You kind of made
You're welcome. You made a good film.
One of my dreams come true.
Thank you. And before we end, let's take a picture together. Our technical host will guide.
Hello everyone, I am the host for this film talk. We will do the photo session right now. Please look at the camera and I will count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Once again.
All right. Okay.
1, 2, 3. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hamy. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. You
Yeah.
too. And if audience has any question, I'm willing to answer if they have, you have a mail or whatever.
Okay. Do you happen to have any social media account that we can tag?
Yeah, in Facebook. In
Oh,
Facebook,
okay. All right.
Hamy Ramezan, so we can go through there as well.
Okay, great.
And
We'll do that.
Instagram as well. Yeah. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Hamy.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Demikian akhirnya Hamy Ramezan datang, tapi maaf kami tidak bisa berlama-lama di setiap sesi webinar Film Talk ini karena kami punya jadwal cukup padat. Oke, untuk satu penanya yang terpilih untuk mendapatkan hadiah dari kami. Oke, saya pilih Fahrina A. Oke, Fahrina nanti akan dihubungi oleh tim Europe on Screen untuk mendapatkan hadiah spesial dari Europe on Screen. Jadi demikian sesi Film Talk bersama Hamy Ramezan. Thank you so much everybody who are joining right now in Zoom and also on YouTube. Kita akan berjumpa lagi pukul 19 waktu Indonesia Barat bersama DJ Roko dari film Here We Move, Here We Groove. Saya Noval Yazid. Sampai jumpa.